5th annual Barack Obama Day. Starting in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, and now 2012. Hooray! All right. And of course, there'll be 2 winners at the end of the program, and you'll win some Barack Obama memorabilia. Barack Obama memorabilia that somebody will win. So we want to start off not with the official program, but just with, we want to hear from the people surveys. We'd like to hear about your history. Part of this celebration is a celebration of history. It's a celebration of community. It's a celebration of family. It's a celebration of victory. So the youngsters came up with this idea to do a survey to let the people share, so you can see the differences in generations, see the differences in background. So, whoever wants to go first, is it picking me up, Johnny? Is my voice being picked up? Okay. Would it be better to be on the microphone? Would that be better? Okay, whoever wants to go first can come to the microphone and tell us the results of their survey. You have an enthusiastic face, young lady. Tell me right now.
Don't give her a microphone. She'll start singing. She will.
Don't tell me not to live, just recover. Life's candy and the sun's a ball. Around the corner, I'm feeling like a rain. Okay. Who was president and vice president when I was born? Oh, this is going to show how old I am. Harry Truman.
Hooray!
The vice president, which I don't remember, is Alvin Barkley. How many presidents have been elected since my birth? 10 have been elected. 10. I'm going to name it because everybody's going to say it, right? Eisenhower, Kennedy, Nixon. Oh, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, and Obama. Okay, who was the first? Oh, I hate to admit this. The first president I voted for, I'm very sorry. I apologize with all my heart. Was Richard Nixon. I'm sorry. When I see the error of my ways, I have repented. Okay, where were my parents born? My dad was born in Centerville, Ohio, which is up in Knox County. My mom was born in Brushy Fork, Kentucky, which is outside of Ashland, Kentucky. President, when they were born, Herbert Hoover for dad, and Franklin Roosevelt for mom. Thank you for your kind attention. Yes!
Okay, folks, who wants to go out next? And share their history with us.
Well, mine's almost the same, because I'm her younger sister. So just take off 4 years from her and ditto all the rest of that.
Okay, for 4 years before or 4 years after? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so this. What do I do?
Okay, we need somebody else from the audience, participation.
Stacy, you gotta go. You gotta go. Stacy, just.
Jessica, run, Jesse, run.
I will not sing. Okay, I will sing. You're staying there. This one would sing.
Okay, so the first president, when I was born, was Ronald Reagan. I couldn't tell you the vice president. I didn't see it on Google like Bonnie.
Was that Ford? I mean, was that Bush, the first Bush?
I love Reagan, that's my trouble. I didn't even mention Reagan, that's how I blocked it all out.
You didn't mention Reagan?
No, I didn't.
Anyways, so then since I've been born, there's been, so it was Reagan and then senior, Clinton, Bush, 2, and then Obama. First president I voted for was Obama.
Yeah.
My parents were born in Versailles, Indiana, and Dayton, Kentucky, and then, so my mom is Eisenhower, and my dad was Truman.
Okay, so I was born, I'm a bicentennial leap year baby, and you are a leap year baby too. But so 76 is when I was born.
76?
And yeah, Ford was president and Rockefeller was the vice president. There have been 5 presidents elected since my birth: Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, and Obama. And the first president I voted for was Bush Jr. My parents, maybe. And then my parents were born in Ashland, Kentucky, and Cinnamon, Ohio, 1933 and 1947. So their 2 presidents were Roosevelt and Truman.
Anybody else? Any other brave souls?
Oh, come on, really?
Come on!
Hey, come on, folks, don't be shy. Okay, let me,
Yes.
me and Bonnie were born about the same time.
You call up a lot better.
And because Bonnie was born during Truman,
Yes.
right? And of course, Truman, this is the basketball players trying to get in, calling me, come pick them up. I might be out with the last minute. Just a minute, folks. These are some basketball players that's going to come and they also part of the program. It takes about 5 minutes to get in, so we'll get them, I'll be right back. Let me just say this, that Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected 4 times. And of course, you could have been born in the 30s, or you could have been born up until April of 1945, and still he would have been your president. And then of course he died in 45, and Truman became the president, and then Truman was elected in 48. So that's, I wasn't born in 48, but I was born in 1950, and Truman was the president when I was born. So everything else is exactly, pick it up, young lady. It was exactly the same as Bonnie's, except she left out Reagan. Right? And I believe it was in 1972, McGovern. They were running against Nixon. When Nixon did the Watergate stuff, which was my first election. It was during my generation that they had the Vietnam. And the youngsters were drafted to go to Vietnam, but they couldn't vote because they had to be 21 at that time. So they changed it so that the young people now can vote when they're 18 years old. So folks, this is good. This is real good history. And thank you for sharing.
We can say.
It's a real good program. historically voted Republican. The last two elections were kind of different in history. And part of that, a lot of that has to do with converts, people teaching their children to value, I guess, the democratic values over the Republican values, whatever that means. The issues. Give us an example of an issue that you might call a democratic issue. Public schools.
Healthcare for all.
Healthcare for all. Obamacare.
Obamacare, we like it.
Obamacare. Dr. George, you're in. Oh.
We're all in this together.
All of this together? Okay, what about women's issues?
Women's issues.
Okay, because all of you are women. Is that right? So that's an issue that Romney is kind of.
We think the government should tell you to be married.
Okay, the government should tell you should get married. It's all democratic. Kind of recent, but still there. It's democratic. Well, thank you for coming by, folks. And is there an address or something we can send you?
No, just see somebody else.
No, that's somebody else.
It's been rebellion. There's no quarters at the end of the program.
Well, just, we're not black anyway. Why don't we have that?
You've already won.
I'm already won. Well, I don't know. I'd like to begin.
Well, thank you, folks. Thank you immensely.
Thank you.
Okay, now the minutes go start.
We didn't know about it. We just happened to see them first. Yeah.
We gotta start the program off. Giving us the first reading of history by reading the Cincinnati Enquirer article on the morning that Barack Obama was elected his second term in office. And this is what she's going to start that off. And then she's going to have other people do some readings. And by the time they're back, the basketball players are reading.
The newspaper that I'm reading is, after all the hype, Ohio need push president over top. Okay. With the whole country watching, Ohioans on Tuesday helped re-elect President Barack Obama. Continuing at the battleground states, the civic role in a race of unprecedented intensity. Obama defeated Mitt Romney with some states still to come in. He had 270 electoral college votes. That total came while the race was still tight in Ohio. But the networks went ahead and called the race for Obama because the spill-out Ohio countries were in urban areas that were expected to go for Obama. The president acknowledged the win at 11:19 p.m. via Twitter, saying, "We're all in this together. That's how we campaign, and that's who we are. Thank you. Vote." He also tweeted a picture of him hugging his wife, Michelle. He emailed supporters telling them Tuesday's decision was not fake. "I want you to know that this wasn't fake," he wrote. "And it wasn't an accident. You made this happen." Thank you. And now, Aaron would like to read some pages from the Barack Obama book. Good morning. I'm sorry, good evening. Ever since Barack Obama was young, hope had lived inside him. From the beaches of Hawaii to the streets of Chicago, from the judges of Indonesia to the plains of Kenya, he was held on to hope. Even as a boy, Barack knew he wasn't quite like anybody else. But though his journeys had found the ability to listen to hope and become what he was meant to be, a bridge to bring people together. This is the moving story of a man as he told by Nikki Grimes and illustrated by Brian Collar, both winners of the Coretta Scott King Award. Barack Obama has motivated Americans to believe with him, to believe that every one of us has the power to change ourselves and change our pathway. Thank you, Anne. Reading. And Morgan would like to read a page from Barack Obama. Barack. No. In an early
You have been doing the paint. The paint.
I can't live alone. In an earlier age, there had been a man named Martin Luther King Jr. who had spoken with passion of his hope for better days. He had said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children would one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." I will be reading the brief history of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Until his assassination by Henry Burke. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia, and died on April 4, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. Dr. King was one of the main leaders of the modern American civil rights movement. A Baptist minister by training, Dr. King became a civil rights activist early in his career, leading the Montgomery bus boycott and helping to found the Saudi Christian Leadership Conference. His efforts led to the 1963 March on Washington, where King delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech, raising public consciousness on the civil rights movement and establishing King as one of the greatest orators in American history. In 1964, Dr. King became the youngest person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to end segregation and racial discrimination through civil disobedience and other nonviolent means. Dr. King was assassinated on April 4, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. He was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Jimmy Carter in 1977. Dr. Martin Luther King was established as a national holiday in the United States in 1986. In 2004, Dr. King was posthumously awarded a Congressional Gold Medal. Thank you. And now Aaron would like to read something else. For every African American boy and girl who may now dream of someday becoming president, I hope this story inspires you to never give up, to continue to seek answers to your own life's questions, and to strive to be a world changer. And I have a question to read you. Who was the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms?
Repeat that, please.
Who was the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms? Cleveland? No.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
No.
Roosevelt?
No.
Reagan.
No. No.
Repeat the question.
Who was the president to serve, who's the only president to serve non-consecutive terms?
Non-consecutive terms.
Yeah. No.
Aaron, is the president?
No, thank you. Then I'm gonna tell the answer?
I don't know.
What?
The Brothers Civic Society of Haiti.
No. It's Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland. And another one. Who does the D stand for in SDR? Yeah. And now I may present Kalila. I also have another question for you. And I know you were sitting right. Okay. True or false, Malcolm X was a civil rights advocate. Advocate. Anybody? I said true or false, Malcolm was a civil rights advocate. Correct. And now Frank would like to say a few words. Yes, I want to say something.
Oh, yeah. Most of all the presidents were coming up being elected. I was here, I think, when was that? When did we vote? Thursday? Tuesday. I was here Tuesday. And I was downtown. And I tried to vote, I was trying to vote down there. And they were saying I couldn't vote there. I had to come out here, call my name on the list out here to vote. And my time was running out, and it was impossible for me to get downtown to here at that time to vote. And one of the ladies there at the voting booth, she said, "I tell you what, we'll take you there." She said, "We'll take you there, hop in the car, and we'll take you, right down here to vote." And I said all this to say this, it was a blessing. Because I didn't know how I'm going to get to Hazelwood, from downtown to back to Hazelwood in time to vote. And what I'm trying to say was my first time voting. I didn't want to say it, but, it was my first time voting. And they took a picture of it, I'm kind of proud of it, It was a blessing, And it was meant to be when I was downtown. This lady went out of the way to take me here to vote. And it was a blessing. I want to tell you Mike.
Well, thank you. Folks, and miracles never cease. His vote was the winning vote. Right? Because we might think, wait a minute now, Barack Obama didn't need Ohio. He'd already won the electoral college, is that right? He'd already won before the Ohio vote came in. But it was the spirit of people in Virginia and people in Florida